Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi, good evening again. I hope you can all hear me.
Yeah,
Okay, really sorry. Yeah. Sure. So, before we just start, I just want to talk on the timing. So, what do you want? So, shall we keep it as a 5:30 or 5 only? Because I was just getting it up, missed the answers over here.
yeah, the normal timing would fit for me, Amit, because if it get extended half an hour, so things will get messed up here for me.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's do the same time. Yep. Okay. So, I request all of you to please open the file that we're using yesterday on the Power BI.
Amit, will you be showing how to import our data into the database tables today at the end?
I'll show you that.
Okay.
Okay, so like yesterday, what we started out was we were trying to understand like what are the different we basically when we talk about we just started with the introduction of the Power BI, like what Power BI is used for. We talked a little about the architecture and all. Those are the things that we started with. So maybe yeah, Deepa, so can you give me a little details about the architecture of the Power BI? Can you explain a little about what architecture of the Power BI now?
Oh, you're asking me to explain.
Architecture of Power BI.
Okay, yeah. Mm, just a sec. Yeah, and the Power BI architecture, we have a Power BI desktop wherein we will create our reports such as visualizations and dashboards using the Power BI desktop, and which from the various connectors like Excel, uh, we have various connectors from which we will be loading our data into the Power BI desktop, and we will analyze that data, cleansing, analyzing, and you will be doing the data modeling, which is creating relationships among the tables. Thereby, we'll be creating the visualizations, that is graphs or charts, dashboards, and we will be publishing those reports or the dashboards or the visualizations from the PBI desktop into the cloud-based platform known as Power BI service. And once after publishing our reports, users can view via their iPads, phones, any of the devices which they need. This is the quick Power BI architecture components.
So basically, you have three components in that complete architecture. One is Power BI Desktop, where the development happens, the Power BI Service, where the collaboration happens, and Power BI Application, which is just for the viewing of all those reports that have been created, and just the regular maintenance, as in you just want to see how many people are seeing your reports or how many people are consuming the reports. That is what we use that Power BI or the application for. right? So the three components come up in that. So yesterday what we did was we had just started off with the basic functionalities over here, as in we were trying to create a chart using the office supplies data, and we saw a little bit of a stuff that how we can do a little bit formatting on that chart. If you want to change the colors, you want to apply data labels, right? So those few things we had seen on this the Power BI yesterday. So now what we will do over here is, so I'll come up over here and we will make another chart on this, right? So what I do is I come onto this and let us make another chart. So first chart that we made was that was sales by category. Okay. So now what I would like to do is I would like to make a chart where I will, request all of you to make a chart sales by subcategory. Just make another chart over here, right? Sales by subcategory. The same bar chart has to be used. So we will pick up this bar chart over here and we will use subcategory now. So we bring subcategory in the, so see, just remember one thing, whenever you will bring any chart, so you have to see that when the chart is selected, the fields the fields to drag and drop over there for that particular chart, they will be activated. Okay. So now again on the axis, what you do is you just have to follow it up that like now you're since you're getting a vertical bar chart, because what you see in this image, the same chart will be replicated over here. So on the axis, what we are doing right now is we are trying to keep the subcategory. So what I do is I pick the subcategory and I put it on the axis. And then again, I want to showcase the sales. I'll put that on the values. So values is something to put the numbers on. So by default, oh, you can just first make it up. Okay, see this chart now over here. Now on this, on the axis, we have this subcategories and the chart is now ready. So by default, it shows you the sales, sum of sales. If you feel that instead of sum, you want to show average, minimum, maximum count, so you can change that calculation as well by just a single click, right? So you can change that calculation. So if you want to show it as an average of the sales, you can click on average. You want to show minimum or maximum, so depending whatever calculation you want to show, you can do it. So for now, I'm going to give it sum. Then we have an option of legend. See, legend means something to display on the basis of color. So that is where we use a legend now. So if you come over here on this chart, right now, every subcategory, it belongs to a category, right? Like for example, phones will belong to technology, copiers belong to technology, right? Likewise, furnishings will belong to furniture. So what I can do is maybe if I want to showcase to which category that subcategory belongs, I can pick up that category and put it in the legend. So you see, I get a color combination. I get a color coding over here. Okay. And you can see now, like furniture is in blue, office supplies is in dark blue, and orange is for technology. So you have got the different the colors for the different technology for the different this categories, and we can see them on this chart now. Then you have an option of tooltip. So tooltip means, see, this is called as a tooltip. When you hover your mouse on the bar, this box that comes up, so this is called as a tooltip. So now, for example, you want to see profit also. So you put profit in the tooltip. So what will happen is profit will be only visible in this tooltip, not on the chart anywhere else. Just when you will hover on it, you will be able to see the tooltip. Okay. So if you see now, I can see the profit while I hover on this chart. So now in this over here, right at the top, there are six types of different bar charts that we can all see, right? So we will just be exploring all of them. But before I go into that, again, what I would like to do is I would like to come into the formatting. So if you come into the formatting part, okay. So in the formatting part, you will find a variety of options over here to do, to enhance the appearance of this visuals that you will be creating. Like for example, if you come into this x-axis, right? So you want to change the color on the x-axis. So you can click on the color and you can change the color of it, right? So like the labels, the x-axis will change in that colors. You want to increase the size, you can increase the size over here, right? You want to change the font style, you can do that. So couple of options. You want to increase the width, right? The thickness of the bar. So it will do that, right? The increase thickness of the bars will increase, right? So a couple of options. I'll just leave it up to you because they will be very simple, and I will keep exploring these formatting options with different charts because you will find these options very much similar in most of the visuals that we will be creating, right? Same way you will find the y-axis. So like this is what is title in this chart. See, title is this subcategory that is written. If you don't want to show this subcategory that is written, you can turn it off also. So if you turn it off, that subcategory will not come, like the name of that field which is on the x-axis. So you can use this. And in terms of, in the y-axis, if you will see, the sales numbers are coming in million. So automatically this Power BI detects on what display units it should show. But if you want to change that, you can do that as well, right? If you want to show it in some other number, like for example on the y-axis, if you come up and you say you want to show the numbers in the form of you want to show the display units as thousands and all, you can do that. You can change that as well. Okay. Further, if you come down, you will find the option of the data colors, where you can change the color of the categories as per your requirement. You want to make furniture of some other color, office supplies of some other color, and likewise, so you can pick the variety. I mean, you can choose the color from here. See, like when work for the client, right now over there, when you work for the different clients, so over there, what happens is the formatting plays a very important role because you will work with many clients who will be like, they will look for a very particular formatting. And if you choose some wrong colors, it can create a problem for you. So what you have to make sure is that whenever you start working on any of the Power BI reports or the dashboards, you should try to, what you should try is that, basically you should ask for the color templates beforehand from the client, or else maybe you should go to the website of the client and see what kind of colors they have used over there and try to use similar color on your report as well. Like for example, when you see Facebook, it's blue, WhatsApp is green, so they would expect that a similar kind of a color scheme should also be visible in their reports as well. Okay, so this is something that we should try to make sure that the color scheme should fall in place. It should not be like any colors that we're using over here. So Deepa, I mean, many a times Deepa, I mean, this the client do give their the color schemes. Many times they even not, right? Because certain companies they have the color palettes or the templates predefined, so they expect that we should use a similar palette. But if they don't have it, so we should try to go onto the website of that company, and we should pick similar colors from there.
Okay, okay. Is there any particular reference from the web or something so that we can follow the professional color codes like that for Power BI? Because I don't know.
As such, you will not find. It is said that we should not use loud colors, right? Like for example, if you see in this chart right now, these colors are not the good ones because these are default ones that have come up. So technically, what we should do is we should pick like these are the darkest tones that we are getting. So we should try to keep one shade lighter, right? So probably like if you're over here on the lighter side, so you should try to keep it a little lighter on this over here, right? So you change this color, this dark blue that you have over here, we can try to make it a little subtle over here, right? So this orange also, if I come over here, so we should try to make sure that they should not be loud. They should be on a little lighter side.
So basically light shades. Okay.
So this is what is recommended.
Because for the positive side we used to concentrate on green, and for the negative profits we used to show in the red. Likewise, I
Correct.
was
Yeah.
asking, is there any professional color code specifically to be followed, any other resource like that? I was thinking in that manner.
Yeah. So like red and green, they are like the standard colors for that, the positive and negative. So that is why we use it. So for symbols, you might find some color codes, but as such, when you create a chart, you will not find any predefined color code, as in like in pie chart. Because see, it depends what you're trying to show. Now over here, I'm showing categories. Now categories is my main, the information over here that I'm trying to display. So as such, I mean, I will have to connect with the company. Like for example, if it is furniture, so brownish shade we can use, right? Because that will give that we're talking about furniture, right? Office supplies we can use some grayish or light color. Same way, technology. So it totally depends what type of information we are trying to display.
Okay.
Okay. If you come over here, so if you want to show the data labels, right? We have option of data labels. You can turn the data labels on. The numbers will be visible on the bars. You have by default you will notice, so what Power BI does is Power BI writes the title by its own. If you will see at the top, there's a title being written, sales and profit by subcategory and category. So now this is a title that Power BI is writing automatically. Now if you feel that you want to change this title, you want to write your own title, because title is something that tells the user that what this chart is all about. So what you can do is you can click on the title, and in the title what you can do is you can change, right? What is automatically written, you can just remove that, and you can write your own title as well. So you say total sales by subcategory, so you can do that. So you can write your own title, and you can also modify, customize it. You can change the font color and background color very quickly on this. You want to keep the font color as, suppose I say dark orange. Background color you want to keep it as on the lighter side, yellowish, make it center lined. So if you see the things over here, so the chart is ready. There is also background effect if you want to give. So background color right now by default is white. You want to make use some other color over here, so you can do that. Right, so you can play with the transparency. You can also come and you can apply the borders, right? There is also something called a shadow effect. So if you use the shadow effect, the chart will give this just the shadow effect over here.
Amit, is it possible to name like chairs is in furniture category, so I want to write that in blue, and storage is in different category like technology. So I mean, whatever it's office supply. So I want to make it like dark blue. Is it possible to like sync all the colors with the category, the name of the subcategory and the category, the color combination?
I didn't get it. So basically,
Like chair is furniture, so I want to spell chairs in blue color.
so you want to change the color, na?
No, it's like in the bottom, it's written in orange color. Yes. I want to make it blue, and like storage, I want to make it dark blue. The spelling.
Okay, no.
No. Okay.
So Axis, it will give you only single option. Like on the X, so it will give you the option to format the X axis currently. So as in whatever is this name of this your fields, it goes according to that. So if you come over here, so on the X axis, it doesn't give that option to change the color. I mean, the color based on a condition. Maybe in the near time it might come up because they keep bringing this update every month of the Power BI. But right now we don't have that, so it's a single color only that you will be able to give.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now when you select this chart, so there is an option over here for focus mode. So you can bring the chart in the entire view. If you think the chart is little small to you, so you can just click on focus mode and the chart will come in this entire section. If you click on the three dots, so from there what you can do is you can export the data into a CSV file format. So when I say CSV file format, it will just be the data of this chart, not the entire data, right? Whatever information you see on this chart right now, it will be exported into a CSV file format. There is an option of show as table. So if you click on show as table, so you will see what Power BI will do is it will show the chart plus the table below. So it shows you in the form of a table. Like for furniture category, what was the sales and profit for chairs, sales and profit for tables, right? So likewise, sales and profit for the storage. So you can see this information in the form of a table because there are still some people in the company who like to see the report in the form of the tables only instead of the charts, or sometimes it also becomes very particular that a person might want to investigate something, so he would like to see the information in the form of a table. So that option is also available, so you can just straight away click it to convert it into a table. Then there is the option of spotlight is just putting that particular chart into limelight and graying out the others. So you see this chart becomes the highlighted, other will become grayed out.
So if there are multiple charts in the same page, whichever one you are clicking spotlight, that alone will be highlighted.
All the others will be out.
Okay. Can I make multiple charts spotlight in the same page?
No. So see, spotlight is just for that particular chart when you want to see that. So that single chart that you are seeing it. So if you want to now analyze this, so
Yeah,
it is
if
like
there are 4 or 5 on the same page, if I want to highlight only 2 to my client, I'm just asking whether it is
see,
possible.
they will not be highlighted permanently. So if I make it highlight, so they are not highlighted permanently. They are just for the on the go usage. The spotlight option is on the go usage. So like for example, you come over here. Now you share this report. So basically what will happen is if you're graying it out so that you're not trying to, you don't want to show that information, right? So in that case, you can hide the charts. So graying out means, so it basically this spotlight means that you want to just, when you are sharing the chart with someone, so you just want to make sure that, okay, this chart is something important. So you share it out. So this is what the whole idea is. If you come over here, now if you want to just pick these two charts, so you come on this spotlight over here, right? So you see now, again this particular chart only, the one that you're selecting, that will be highlighted. Spotlight means, see, center of attraction is only one. So that is where we are putting that.
Okay.
Same way, if you want to change the sorting of the chart, so you have that sorting option as well. So you want to make it ascending or descending. So by default, it is sorted by the sales. You want to make it ascending, you can change that, right? So if you want to make it descending, you can do that, right? And if you want to change the field, right now it is being sorted by the subcategory, right? If you want to sort it by sales or profit, you can do that, right? You want to make it profit, so by profit also it can be sorted, right? You want to sort it by subcategory, you can sort it by subcategory. So these are the options that you will find, which will help you in sorting your data. Okay. So I hope the things are clear up till here. So now the next chart that we are going to explore, or the next topic that we are going to understand over here is, so what if I want to do a time series analysis, right? So if you have to do a time series analysis, so what is the best chart for that?
Sorry, what was your question?
So if I have to do a time series analysis, so which chart should I be creating?
Line charts.
Line chart, right? So line chart is something that we use for time series analysis now. So date in Power BI plays an important role. So if you will see, when the date was loaded in the Power BI, you could see there is a complete this field that you can see over here now. This field that you see now, in this field, you are getting a calendar symbol, and there is a drop down arrow also. So why do we have such things is, so see what happened is, now date is something like, if I write today's date, right, like 9 June 2021. So see, from a date, what I can do is I can extract day, I can extract month, maybe I will go other way around. From a given day, I can extract a year, I can extract quarter, I can extract month, and I can extract day. Okay, right? So when I talk of year, like year as in 2021, quarter if I talk about, that is Q2. Month if I talk about, right, month is 6, and day if I talk about, this is 9, right, 9th of June. So from a date, I can extract a lot of information. And also, if you see, there is a hierarchy that goes up, right? In a year, there are 4 quarters. In every quarter, there are 3 months. In every month, there are 30 days. Now, this is a hierarchy that goes over here. So now, what happens is, when you load that data in the Power BI, and if there is any date field, so what happens over there is a date hierarchy that Power BI automatically creates. Okay, there is a hierarchy that will be created by the Power BI automatically. So if you see over here, if you just expand on this, if you click on this arrow, you will see date hierarchy. That there is a hierarchy that Power BI has created. If you click on it further, it will say you have year, quarter, month, and this is the hierarchy that has been generated now. Okay. So now how will I use it? So let's pick up the line chart. So now if you pick up a line chart over here, you will notice that again, similar options that we get we got on a bar chart, similar options have come up on the axis also. So what do I want to keep on the axis? I want to keep order date. Everyone please drag the alternate over here. Then what we do is I pick up the sales and I put that on the values. And we will see the chart is ready. We have 14, 15, 16, right, 17, and we have 20, right? I think there is some dummy data that I might have put up in that 2020. Are you all also getting this 2020? Or you're getting only up till here, 17?
Till 2017.
2017. Just a second. What you do is you just, if you modify your data, you just have to do the change and refresh in the Power BI. So you have a refresh option like in pivot tables we used to have it. Yeah. So now the data is gone. So we have 14, 15, 16, and 7. So if you see now what Power BI has done is by default it has taken the chart at the year level now, right? The data is aggregated at the yearly level. And also you will notice that, you know, at the top of this chart, there are some options that are coming over here. So I'll just go up till here now because all the other three options are common to every chart. So these are some options that you will see. Now these are some options in the Power BI which helps us in doing a drill up and drill down, right? So what is the drill up and drill down? So you can just all watch for a second on my screen. See, if you see over here, there are 4 buttons that you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them is right now grayed out. So if I click on this third icon, right, it says go to the next level in the hierarchy. So if I click on this once, it takes me from year to quarter. I click it again, it takes me from quarter to month. And I click it again, it takes me from month to day. Right. So this button is helping me to, you know, go to the next level. And if I click on that up button, it brings me up, right? It is like drill up. So if I click on this, right? So again, I'm clicking on the same button, go to the next level. So you will notice that it is showing me quarter 1, but I can't see the year, right? Which year I am seeing. So basically, when you click on the button of go to the next level in the hierarchy, so what happens over here is it is trying to, you know, it is trying to do the analysis on in a context that it shows you the quarter 1 of all the years, quarter 2 of all the years, and likewise. Same way, when you go to a month level, it will show you January of all the years, February of all the years. Likewise, the data is shown up till December, right? So it is not showing you the data year wise. It is technically aggregating the data at the level of that the month or the quarter or the day that you are picking. Okay. So now many of you might wonder that this chart might not be of much use. But the reason we use this chart is to understand some seasonality. Right? Like for example, if you will see, I can see quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. From quarter one to quarter four, what we see is the sales are increasing. The sales have been increasing from quarter one to quarter four, right? So we can see that there is an upward trend when the year starts. So each quarter the sales are higher than the previous quarter. So this is something that a seasonality effect. If you want to understand that, you can use this chart for that particular purpose. But if you want to see the year-wise breakup also, so you click on this arrow now, expand all down one level. So now it will take year also into consideration. 2014, all the four quarters. 2015, all the four quarters. 2016, all the four quarters. And you do it again, it shows you all the months of all the years and then all the days of all the years. And you do it up. So you just move up the ladder. So please now try these two options, 1 and 2. Done? So now, over here, if you come up, you have one more option that you all will see. That is this button. That is click to turn on drill down. So what is this? First, you have to click on this to turn this feature on. Okay. So what will happen over here is, Adiko, you're saying you can also view a level of hierarchy by time. So what happens is in this, the hierarchy changes automatically. So like if you're over here, you go to the next level. So it becomes sales by year and quarter, by quarter and month. So the title changes automatically.
Yeah, just now I noticed, so that I'm asking, is that right? Okay.
So now the other thing that you have over here is you have this button of click to turn on drill down. Now this is a little different feature, right? So what we do is you click on this first to turn on that feature. Now the feature is turned on. Now what this is going to do is if you click on 2015, it will take you to the quarters of 2015 only. So you see quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. You click on a particular quarter, it will show you the months, the 3 months of that quarter, April, May, and June. If you click on a particular month, it will show you all the days of that month. So it's like, you want to see the analysis on a particular stuff, you keep clicking on that, right? So, and if you want to go up, Again, the same button will help you in doing that. Okay. So this is how the drill down feature works now, right? You see, this is how we have explored the drill down feature. Now this hierarchy that we got over here, now this was a hierarchy that was inbuilt, right? This is an inbuilt hierarchy that I got, like order, date, and everything. But there can be a lot of instances where I might want to create my own hierarchy. Okay, so because there could be a lot of data points where I would be able to create my hierarchy now. So like for example, in this, I have one hierarchy as the category, subcategory, and the product name, right? This is the hierarchy that I have now. We have category, subcategory, and we have product name. Now this is also hierarchy, but it is not automatically created by Power BI. So I can create my own user-defined hierarchies as well. So how I do that? If you come at the top, you have a category. Right click on category and you can say new hierarchy. Just right click on the category and a new hierarchy will be created. So this new hierarchy, we have the topmost level as now category. Now after category, I want subcategory. So what I'll do is I'll come down and I'll right click on subcategory and I will say add to hierarchy of category. So I'm adding that over there. So now what will happen is we have first category, then the subcategory, and similar fashion, I will add product name also. So I'll right click on the product name and I will say add to category hierarchy. So please everyone try this. Okay. So I hope you are able to make it. So now what you can do is you can use this category in this chart. So like for example, right now I'm using category. You can remove category from here from this chart, and you can bring the category hierarchy inside it. So now you will see the same options come over here as well at the top. So you can play with them, right? You can go to the next level like this, and you can keep expanding, and it will work the same fashion, the way the things were working on the on this order date hierarchy that we had. Now, what we'll do is let's move forward with this. Any questions, anyone up till here? Anything you like to ask?
In what kind of scenarios we follow this hierarchical mechanism?
See, this can be followed anywhere, right? Because whenever you want to show some information, so like if you see right now, if I will try to show the product names, now that can become the products will be in thousands. So it will not be possible for a person to show all the products in a chart. So either what we do is we give him this the hierarchy feature. Now where he can, if he wants, he can do it. I mean, I'm creating the chart at a category level. He will be able to go to the subcategory level. He wants to relate to the product level also. I've given that information because if you see the product, the chart becomes very lengthy, right? So he has that feature now wherein he can, kind of select one by one that, for example, he will not write a straight away, he will not see all the products. Rather, what he will do is he will click on this drill down feature and he can keep on investigating by going into one category, one subcategory, and then seeing his products. And also, hierarchy feature also gives you a more, functionality to control. Like for example, if you say that the sale in this 2017 was high, now you want to investigate it. What was responsible for that, like which quarter gave you high sales. So very easily you can go and investigate. Okay, in 2017, you realize that like in the quarter four there was exceptionally higher sales that came up. So which was that month which gave you exceptionally higher sales? So I see November, right? So November the sales went really up. So they didn't even think of a reason that okay, there was a Olympic games that were happening in that month. Due to this, the sales shooted up. So this is just for doing the complete diagnosis. That is where this hierarchy can be used for.
Okay, can I say like for a single data point, you can go for the deep dive in order to get more insights? Hierarchy is helpful in that aspect.
Correct, correct. So it gives you more. You can keep on drilling down to
Okay,
reach the root cause.
okay, thank you.
Just give me 1 second. Let me just plug in the charger. So in a similar fashion, now you can all create a hierarchy for geography as well. Now please create a geographical hierarchy. Okay, so I hope you are able to get the geographical hierarchy. Now, the reason I have asked you to make the geographical hierarchy is, so we will be doing a geographical analysis over here, right? So Power BI provides you a feature where you can create interactive maps. So if you come outside, I mean, you see there is a feature map, there is a start of map. If you click on this map, what will now happen is you will get a visual, empty visual of that. And in that visual, now what you can do is you simply have to drag and drop your deep geographic hierarchy, right? So see now, it's not always mandatory that you have to create a hierarchy. I'll show you a quick shortcut way of doing the same thing as well. So first of all, now there are two things that I'm showing you. One is hierarchy and one is chart. So you can just watch for a minute. So when you pull this map, right? When you pull this map, so over here, you will see the feature, the options of that map get activated. Now these options are a little different, right? You have location, legend, latitudes, and longitudes. So now in the data, sometimes how the things happen in the data is like if I just say, if I just open a file, I mean, although in most of the scenarios, right, in most of the scenarios, so what is going to happen is clients or the data that you will receive, you will always have the locations, right? Country, state, and city. Sometime it can happen, like when the clients, they might not give you the, they might not give you the country, state, and city, they will give you the Latin long. They will say, okay, we have the Latin long information. So this is the information that they would have given. If you have Latin long, you don't have the location names. You can drag the latitudes over here and longitudes over here. But if you have location names with you, right, like we have it in our case. So I know I have a country field. So I put country over here. So what this map will do is map will plot that country. So in the country, we have the data of only one country, that is United States. So I get US over here. Now please remember, this map is a live visual. Okay, I mean, if you are not connected to the internet, this map will not be created. Many a times, it happens that companies, they apply certain firewalls and proxies, right, so that you can't access any external websites. And if there is a proxy on this website also, that is Bing, so this chart again will not be created because it hits the internet, it extracts the information on a real-time basis and then puts it on your chart. Okay. Now, if I do over here, I have the one country which I can see on. Now, you all would have, you all would have actually, dragged the hierarchy. So I can actually, what I can do is I can pick up the state and I'll put it over here. If I put the state in the location only, you will now see there is a hierarchy. Again, it comes up. So without creating a hierarchy, I am developing a hierarchy in my chart. So I'm saying first country, then state. So I can make the hierarchy like this also. And the same thing could have been applied on the previous charts as well, right? In the axis where I was dragging the hierarchy, I could have dragged category, subcategory, product name one by one also. Okay, I could have, dragged that thing one by one as well. So that also would have made the chart visible for, that would have also made my, the visual the way we have it right now. Now I have country and state. If I again the same technique, if I expand it, it goes from country to state level. If you will put cities also, you will get that city information as well, like this, and I can go further down. But right now, if you see, I'm just showing the locations. I'm not showing any value on this. So I can pick up the sales. If you drag down on the map, you have an option of size. If you come on the size, you can pick up the sales and put that on the size. And you will notice the chart has now changed. And you can see that bigger the bubble, higher the sales, smaller the bubble, smaller the sales. Okay. So now bigger the bubble, higher the sales. And if you go into the formatting, you will find couple of options for formatting the stuff as well, right? Like for example, you want to change the colors. So you can change the colors over here. For the bubbles, you can change the colors. To come down, you want to play with the bubbles, you can increase the bubble size. So they become proportionally bigger, right? Bigger becomes more big, smaller becomes a little more big. So proportionally the size of bubbles change. Then there are map controls. Map controls are auto zoom, right? I mean, the chart gets automatically zoomed. Like for example, if you were over here on this country, it shows like this, right? When you come to the state level, it comes like this. When it state cities, it comes like this. So it's basically zooms it up for you, right? And you can also, pinch in, pinch out over here as well. That way also you can zoom in and zoom out. So that is one quick way you can use on this. You have the zoom buttons also, which you can give on the chart. So you can give the zoom buttons, right? From here, you can click on positive and negative to zoom in and zoom out. So this is also available. You have some map styles. So you can change the theme of this chart. You can make it light, right? So variety of themes over here to play around with. Arial. Okay. And similarly, now if you come over here, so you see we have created a couple of charts over here. So mostly charts, all the charts that we have created, they are all having a drill down, drill up feature on this. Now what you can do additional on this chart is, over here, definitely we will be exploring all the different visuals that we have. So we will be exploring them, and we'll slowly keep on exploring all the different functionalities also. So over here, when none of the chart is selected, right? When nothing is selected, so what happens is you will notice this formatting option will come up. So when none of the chart is selected, so you will find this formatting options come up. This formatting option this is the formatting for the page, right? The page that we are building our charts on. So if you want to increase the page size, you can click on custom and you can increase the height or width. If you feel the space is less, you can increase the height to 900 and width you can make it as, oh, I made it 9,000. Right, you can make the width as 1400, you will get more space to accommodate more charts if you want. So you have now more space over here. And you also have a format painter option, right? So format painter is a very useful option that you have. If you see on this chart, we have done quite a lot of formatting. So if you select this chart and you click on the format painter button, you will get this brush. Click this brush on this chart and you will see the same formatting applies over here. You click again format painter, you click it over here. Right, you click the format painter, you apply it over here. Because when you create the charts, the symmetry should be there. That all the titles should have similar kind of the titles and everything. So you can make those changes right from here. Okay. So this way you can do a quick formatting on these charts to bring them onto the same level of look and feel. So now I'll request all of you to please, save this chart, save this report. So definitely we will be, exploring more on this. So today we have explored on how we can make this different type of charts. We have explored how we can play with the hierarchies over here, right? Drill down, drill up hierarchies, and just a little bit formatting on the page, right? If you click on the formatting again, this was page size. You want to apply some page background. Right? You can change the colors also. You can choose any color over here, and you will have to just play with the transparency, and you will see you can apply some background colors as well. So this way you will be able to make your report a little better in terms of look and feel. So please save this. So if you had already saved this file yesterday, you will have to just press Ctrl S and the file will be saved. I hope you are able to understand. I mean, this is easy to right now. It's easy, but a little bit we will go into the data transformation and DAX. So things will become a little complex, but technically this tool is completely otherwise drag and drop and fun to learn. Okay. So this is where I think I'll take a pause for now, and so we'll start on it tomorrow, and we'll take up the things ahead from here. And yesterday I uploaded one case study that was a KPMG case study because last year I got a call from KPMG company and they shared that case study with me to submit it. So the reason I have uploaded that same case study is so that give you all a little flavor that what kind of things the companies are going to share with you to work on it, right? So that same case study that they gave it to me, they gave me a week's time to work on it and share my thoughts and results on it, all my insights based on that data. So I have given the same case study to you so that you can also leverage it and you can try to solve it and get a little understanding how the things will happen when you go for the interviews and everything. So please try to work on that as well, and definitely we can discuss on it whenever you are ready. Okay, so I'll try to show you my case study as well, what I presented to them. So what I had created. So I'll show you that. I'll show you that as well. Or maybe what I can do is I'll upload that as well. So I mean, it's not like that. That is the optimum, the best one. It is just like what I shared. So we can just try to discuss on it, like how are my results or your results could be synced together. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think this is where I'll take a pause. So I'll just jump on to the next session now. So let's meet tomorrow and take the things ahead from there.
At least tomorrow, can you show how to upload the data into the SQL tables?
Sorry, I just again. So tomorrow, in the first only we will keep that. So first we'll start with that, and then we'll start with the Power BI.
And one last question, Amit, while creating the hierarchies, right? How can I reorder? Because I created the region hierarchy. I want the state below.
So it is just that you have to drag and drop.
Reorder, yeah.
Like category, subcategory product, you just pick it and drop it above. Like this, it will move up.
No, it's not. Okay, I can try. I can try that.
Just have to select it and drop it above. So it moves like this.
Okay.
Or otherwise, what you can do is if you right click on this, right?
Okay.
So over here, you can just remove from here, right? Delete it and then bring it again. So that's another way.
Okay. Okay. I can try this. Thank you for the session.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll keep the same time, right? So we'll meet at the regular times and we'll start it.
Yeah. Thank you for understanding that, because that
No problem.
will alone work for us the regular time.
I know just that the things are like for you it gets too late, for me it gets too early because I have to wake up at
Okay.
4:30. So that is I was saying that
Yeah, yeah, I can understand from your end, but having a very little kid, it's very, very difficult for me if it takes time.
no problem. So we'll keep the same time.
Yeah, thank you so much for understanding. Thank you then. Bye all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.